Hello and welcome to the Naked WordPress, and in this issue we're going to be covering setting up an HTTPS load balancer, which will basically mean that when you offload your media, instead of having a HTTPS storage.googleapps.com, you'll be able to put whatever you want in here. For this to occur, you need to have set up a subdomain. I've set mine up with GoDaddy because they're my hosts. That's my main domain there. rentmydrive.com and a subdomain, which you will need to do this, and then the bucket folder. So without much further ado, let's go over into Google Cloud Platform and set this up. Open a new tab, open up the tools again. Right. So you want to be going down to Network Services, Load Balancing. I'm just going to open up another one of those for now because I'm going to need it in a bit. It's easier to do it that way. Then we're going to set up an HTTPS. And from internet to my VM, you'll require. And then the name, I'm just going to call it, let's see, CDN-RMD. That'll do. Backend configuration. Now here, you don't have to put your subdomain name in, plus you can't put dots in, you can only put lowercase letters or hyphens. We're going to create a backend bucket, and I'm going to go a bit like this. CDN- rentmydrive-co. You can't put the dots in there neither, because we haven't got a bucket yet. We'll set one up. This is where I'm going to be putting in this. So you must have your domain name and subdomain verified with Google, as it tells you here. If you want, you do it, set it up with Search Console and go through, do it that way. So continue, and then we had this the other day. It's obviously having a little bug. And then, because my website's hosted in London, because I'm in Ramsgate, I'm going to set it to Europe. Continue, leave it as standard, continue, fine grained, continue, Google Manage Key, create. That should take a second, and then bucket is empty. That's okay. That's what I'm going to be using. Also, click Enable Cloud CDN, which allows your media to be distributed across Google's content delivery network. So now onto the front end. I'm just going to call this RMD front. That'll do for now. We need to put that to HTTP. 2. We need an IP address, create one. I'm going to call this, let's see, CDN. There we go. No, actually, hang on. It's not that. CDN hyphen rentmydrive hyphen co will do. Description if you want to put one in case someone else works on your area and they need to know what's what. Just wait for that to reserve. Also be aware if you have these reserved IP addresses, I'm not sure if they're ephemeral or static, but what it'll basically do is cost you money, which will come out of your credit, and then when your credit runs out, it'll obviously cost you money. So wait for screen snip. I'm going to save this here, even though if you do need to find your IP addresses, you just go to external IP addresses. Right, select a certificate. Even though I've got one there, we'll just set a new one up for purposes of this. Call this RMD, cert will do. Create Google Managed with a domain. You put in the subdomain that you're using. In my case, cdn-rentmydrive.co. Press enter, so it sets in. Click create. The result project. Oh, it says it already exists, so I just need to rename it. Let's have a look. Certificate 12. I'm not going to have that. Let's try again. You shouldn't have that problem if you've not created a certificate. So we can see all these are fine. If you go into review and finalize, which you don't need to, and then you go press back, that's it, you have to start it all again. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to say, yep, we've got that. We've got HTTPS, we've named it, we've got a certificate Google managed. That's all cool. So whilst we wait for this to create now, we go over to Network Services, Cloud DNS. Now stateless, even in their documentation here, tell you to use a CNAME. Now, when I've used a CNAME, it's only worked once for me, and that were only overnight. The next day it stopped working. And obviously reset it up, tried it a few times. This is what you'll put into the CNAME value here. But for the purpose of this, we're going to use an A record. So go back into your DNS sub. As we can see here, I've got a CDN one at the moment. So we can say add record set. We're going to leave it as an A record. We're going to put CDN there. You'll obviously put what yours is. Time to live, call it 1 minute. IP address. Tell you what, I'll show you where you can get them just in case you don't take that snip. Here we go, VPC network, external IP addresses. And we're going to see CDN rent my drive there. We can see it's in use by the load balancer basically. So we want to copy this. And then we want to paste that in there. Please be aware you can only put the numbers and dots. You can't put HTTPS or forward slashes, backslashes, anything like that. Right, so now we've got that set up. The next thing we need to do again is we need to create a key. Let's go see if we've got one set up from earlier. So, compute engine, no. Sometimes I even forget myself where this is. External IP addresses, network services, APIs and services, that's the one. Credentials. So, right, we've got a service account key here. So what I'll do is I'll delete that and create a new one in case you haven't done one in the earlier videos. You're just jumping straight into the HTTPS. We'll create credentials, service account key. Call it RMD service key. That'll do. And it's going to ask us what we want it to do. Here we go. We want to choose a role. Scroll all the way down, storage, all the way at the top, storage admin. You can add other conditions and other roles, but for the purpose of this exercise, you don't need to. So now we've got that. Now what we want to do is leave these as they are, leave that as it is, create key. JSON, create, download. Right, close, no change, remember already exists on the policy, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Yours will just go ahead and then copy this key here. And this can take a while because until the thing propagates a certificate, it's never going to happen. So we'll just put these in anyway. Then we need to put the name of the bucket, which, like we said, needs to exactly match the subdomain name. HTTPS, yep. Right, let's see if we get any error messages or if it just works the first time. Right, it's disabled at the moment, but we've not had an error message say it can't connect. This just tells you a cache busting option here, look, which has to be on, which basically means it prepends a random set of numbers. As we can see at the minute, it's looking good because it has changed it to HTTPS CDN rent my drive. Here is the cache busting option we've been speaking of. So now what we'd want to do is go back here, check the load balancer, see if the certificate's made its way through yet, or if it's failed to provision. If it's failed to provision, we have a look at why. So it's still provisioning. That is how long ago? 4 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that at the moment, until that provisions, this won't work either way. So if we look in library and we'll just see this here, we can see that's HTTPS rentmydrive.co. So another way is just say you've got 100 images already on your website and you think, yeah, that sounds all right, but what about all my current images? We're going to stateless settings and we'll go to sync. Like, because I've only got one, it's not going to take that long. Now, status and else get images media ID, which means this has not gone through yet. So I have to pause. Tell you what, let's just upload an image and show you what I mean. We should get a grey square instead of an image. Select files. Today PC. So let's put our advanced search up. And at the minute we can see it's not showing the CDN or anything like that because it's not gone through, I'm going to guess. Let's just have a double check on the settings. Disabled again, look, stateless. Hang on, maybe I didn't save the changes there. That could be down to me. Yeah, could not connect to the Google storage bucket. So what we'll do is we'll come back in a bit when this has gone through, and then all of this shall work. So we'll look now what happens with the media. Right, you see it's still that. So let's see what happens when we try and sync again. Will it give us the same error message it should do? Unable to get images yet. So we'll just wait on, let's have a look, refresh. What's happening, brother? Sometimes this can take like 40 minutes to provision, so if it fails, it can be quite annoying. You've waited 40 minutes to discover it's gone wrong. But what we can do before we go there is just a quick check on this again. So we know we've set up a service account key. We know it's linking to it, yeah, because we haven't got an error message. Well, with that we have now, because we're doing the this stateless one with the that. If we take that out, it'll all be fine. It'll all upload to HTTPS storage Google Apps. But for this video, we don't want that. So I'll go away and wait for this hopefully to catch up. So we're back and we can see a certificate in that here, and that took approximately 11 minutes to do. So we'll go back now and hopefully what I'll do is I shall save again. And let's see what happens this time. Could not connect. Okay, let's just log out quickly and log back in to give it a fresh version. It's not due to phone errors. We know the bucket exists, so we just, again, this can take time to catch up to this. It's quite frustrating. So let's just have a look again in the settings and go from there. So we've got stateless. Got a bucket that, cdn.rentmydrive.co. We've got the service account key, and we've changed that, and it's like so with that. I had to put that in before. When I didn't put that in, it didn't work. So let's see, we're probably still going to get the same problems. Could not connect to the bucket, but sometimes you upload a picture and it forces over it. So let's have a look. Let's click on edit, and we can still see that it still says HTTPS rentmydrive.co. It's due to the following errors. Please be sure bucket cdn.rentmydrive.co exists. Just quickly go back and have a look at the said bucket. And then, as we can see here, let's see if we've got a year and a month and whatnot. No, so as you can see at the minute, it's just taking its time to feed through. So let's look at the time, 8:41. I'll pause again for a little bit and wait for it to catch up. Right, looks like we're back in the game hopefully. We'll have to have a quick check, but as we can see, when I go, for instance, we've got it there, look, HTTPS CDN rent my drive. Got a bucket name that it was saying a moment ago it couldn't find. We've got it set to stateless. Click save. Should get no error messages. Right, now add new. Select files. So sometimes these DNS propagations just take time to filter through, which is very annoying. Right, edit. We should see CDN in the URL. There we go. So we see a Google Cloud Storage, and there it's that. So that, my friends, is pretty much that. So if you want to set up an HTTPS load balancer, that's how to do it. We just quickly go over what we did. If you remember, we created credentials. Yeah, we created a load balancer, which is there, load balancing. When we created the load balancer, we set up a certificate, which again took about 11 minutes to propagate or whatever. And then if we just go back one here, we can see that IP address, and that it matches to indeed that. We use an A record rather than a C name. And then we get the service account key and we stick it in here. There. We must also, the bucket name must be the exact same as the subdomain, so it can serve this. And as always, if you've got any questions or you need any help, please leave a positive comment, questions in the comments, or you can get it as a Facebook, the Naked WordPress. And as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully it went great for you.